Hello, and welcome back to Genshin Impact Audible. We're gonna read through uh, resources and something. 140. I'll read a bit and I'll see what happens. Let's see. Archive. Materials. Resources, and then items. Let's read items first. They're pretty easy. Alright. Are you ready for this? I think you are. So let's begin. Anemoculus resonance stone. This man-made stone plate possesses a certain characteristic similar to that of the animal statues of the Seven, giving it the power to resonate with anemoculi. Oculus resonance stones are crude imitations of the statues of the Seven constructed by the ancients. Some think that it is the very crudeness of such stones that makes them seek out the power of elemental oculi. Their crudeness makes them crave the power of the statues in the hope that they might replace them. Geoculus resonance stone, an exquisite stone plate that imitates a certain mysterious quality of the geostatues of the Seven, causing it to lead people to the location of geoculi. Elemental oculi represent the lost power of the statues of the Seven. Perhaps offering this power back to the statues also has significance for the lands that the gods watch over. Probably. Huh. Electroculus resonance stone. This strange device can resonate with the power of electrostatues of the Seven. Due to this trait, it can detect the presence of electroculi. Across a span of endless years, even the most majestic cities and sculptures would be worn down by wind and rain. Even the power of statues of the Seven would gradually dissipate, but this faded strength would coalesce once more into the oculi, which call out wordlessly to their statues. Dendroculus resonance stone. A curious amulet of a similar nature to the dendro statues of the Seven. By the same token, it is drawn to dendroculi. In the world, there are grass and trees, vines and flowers, living beings of dendro element that abound in diverse shapes and forms. Though differing in appearance and various other aspects, they were born from the same land and will return to the same land. Animal treasure compass, a handy tool used to locate nearby treasure chests. The needle of the treasure compass doesn't spin according to the world's magnetic field, but rather follows the energy of ley lines to lead the user to treasure. It is rumored that some adventurers are vehemently against the use of such tools because of strongly held ideals such as treasure hunting is about the journey, not the destination, and so on. I understand. Geo treasure compass, a handy tool used to locate nearby chests. The land of Geo is rich with valuable resources, with treasure hidden throughout the mountains and wilderness just waiting to be found. Every treasure hoarder around dreams of getting their hands on a magical compass like this. Electro treasure compass, a handy tool used to locate nearby chests. The land of the Thundering Archipelago has suffered a great many past hurts. The many treasure chests that dot the islands are a symbol of its revival from these wounds. Before the Sakoku decree, countless travelers, merchants, adventurers, and treasure hoarders walked this land. Now the nation is under lockdown, yet even the Sakoku's storm shall find it hard to stop those who desire treasure. Dendro Treasure Compass, a convenient device that can be used to search for nearby chests. For some people, the significance of life lies in the exploration and discovery. Upon reaching each destination, there is always bountiful treasure waiting. Travelers on the road will one day find their destiny, and the experiences, stories, and riches that they leave behind will become riches that those who come after will seek. Does that mean I have to go around burying treasures for the next adventure? Windcatcher. This item was designed by Knights of Favonia scholars to help the knights on their scouting expeditions and travels by affording them the ability to better use the blessings of the animal god. In order to take advantage of its wind currents with a wind glider, however, you technically need a gliding license. This has prevented it from becoming widely used, at least legally anyway. Portable Waypoint, a pocket-sized item that creates a temporary teleport waypoint. It is capable of connecting with the ley lines, at least to the extent necessary to bring about teleportation. Though it offers an incredible convenience to vision bearers, some scholars worry that since the actual principles behind teleport waypoints are not yet fully understood, using a crudely built imitation device for teleportation may have serious unknown side effects. So it says here that vision bearers can teleport. Well, implies that. Adepti Seeker's Stove. A curious portable stove that can be quickly set up for cooking almost anywhere. The area's terrain is vast, varied, and at times even inhospitable, and yet all its inhabitants share a love of good food. These two phenomena would not be able to coexist were it not for portable cooking equipment like this. Whether you are scaling the heights of Juyun Karst or exploring the islets of Guyun Stone Forest, bringing a portable stove means that a delicious and freshly cooked hot meal is always available at a moment's notice. Condensed resin. Crystal filled with immense energy. The silver white Irminsul trees and blossoms are connected to ley lines that have become blocked over time. The energy contained in tree resin can purify the obstructing substance. Because of the special properties of this condensed resin, the amount of it you can have in your possession at any one time is very small. That's the reasoning for it, huh? NRE, Menu 30. A handy meal-in-a-pouch that can transform most foods into instantly absorbable nutritional matter. This unique tool was designed by an alchemist attached to the Knights of Favonius. Despite the alchemist's insistence that it can greatly increase the efficiency of nutritional intake, most knights aren't too keen to put their food in it. Why not? Warming bottle. Warming Sealy have evolved in response to the extreme change in temperature to give the comfort of warmth to those who seek it. This convenient gadget was originally crafted by those who struggled to survive in the snowy mountains in imitation of such evolved Sealy. Parametric Transformer. The mysterious device that you discovered in the ruins has the power to accelerate cycles and transmute material objects. Generally speaking, everything is undergoing a cycle. Memories and elements surge within the ley lines. Rotten, fallen fruits return to the soil, and the trees born from the soil will one day bear crystal fruit. Windbloom Festival Commemorative Balloon. Balloons have special significance in the land of the wind, for they represent the freedom to drift with the wind. Of course, air pressure will destroy balloons once they've reached a certain height. Serenity Pot. A teapot obtained from Madame Ping. There seems to be a whole new realm within it. Red Feather Fan. This item possesses some sort of mysterious power. In the hands of the Tengu warriors, it can have various effects, but in the hands of an ordinary person, it can still have enough power to make one's body lighter while in midair. Legend has it that the first successor of the Irakura art had an agreement with the Yogol Tengu warrior to have an annual duel. This being the time before the secret blade techniques of the Irakura were created. His sword could not touch the Tengu. He could use the power of free flight granted to its race. Rather than duels, these could be better described as pranking sessions, courtesy of the Tengu. Mini Silly Dayflower. A miniature sea blue Silly. Unlike other Silly, it does not serve to guide others, but to follow them to see the world. Camera. A special item from Fontaine that can record images, people and places to remember. Must come aplenty for a traveler roaming the world. Memento Lens. A mysterious lens that was once part of a special camera. They say that in the distant past, the legendary Kitsune Saigu left a catalyst for the then Hiragi clan head, Hiroshi, as a tool to be used in exorcisms. The Hiragis would have a special camera made to order from overseas with that catalyst mounted on its lens assembly, before giving it back to the Grand Narukami Shrine as a symbol of their friendship. That camera was said to have been able to record thoughts and memories, and though the complicated components may have rusted away over the time, the specially made lens can still see that which does not exist in the present world. Special camera. A strange device from Fontaine that not only records the world around it, but also adds special colors to the printed images. This was designed in response to a request from the Steambird for a camera that not only reflects the environment, but also the emotions of the person taking the picture. Unfortunately, the final product could not quite meet their requirements. Windsong Lyre. An instrument of incredible workmanship. It will surely produce moving music when played by able hands. Mondstadt has a long-standing tradition of poetry and song, and thus also boasts a long history of constructing instruments to that effect. Bards are most proud of their songs and poems, and perhaps the instruments too would be proud of their owners and their musical tradition. Floral Zither. A unique musical instrument that is made of rather unique materials and has very disparate craftsmanship from the designs that are currently in vogue. An unpredictable strength has been woven into the ethereal strings that can even allow it to cause the illusions within the heart of its player to surface. There is an old adage in Nier: the longer one's eye of the flower drinks, the deeper one's heart into the mire sinks. Arataki's Great and Glorious Drum. A rather ordinary looking drum that can be found just about anywhere. Wind Blessed Harpastum. A harpastum made from pure bird feathers and strong fabric. It is the centerpiece of Ludi Harpastum, the traditional festival of Mondstadt. Birds are creatures that ride the wind, and thus do their feathers also carry blessings born on the wind. As such, the people of Mondstadt believe that Harpasta can not only bring the blessings of Barbados, but that they also contain a strange power. Seed Dispensary. A special container obtained from Madame Ping. According to her, this dispensary has the power to generate seeds. That is to say, it can create the seeds of various plants according to their special traits, which can then be planted within the appropriate fields within your Serenity pot. Plants, however, are available for planting. Silk flower, sweet flower, Cecilia, glazed lily, windwheel aster, ginseng, violet grass, valberry, small grass, June chili, carrot, radish, mint, mushroom, knuckleweed, horsetail, snapdragon, lotus head, calla lily, seagrass, sea ganoderma, hara fruit, Zaiton peach, sumeru rose. Omni Ubiquity Net, a net created using Onmyodo. It can be used to detain the essences of small animals, and also serves as a medium to recreate their forms. There exists a training ground somewhere in Inazuma that uses Onmyodo to recreate monsters and villains. The technique used to make these nets may be the product of those same techniques, following many long years of degradation in power and knowledge. Peculiar Opinion. A feather left behind by the Thunderbird that once obliterated Tsurumi Island. It is filled with many memories and much power. The people dwelling within the island fog worshipped the being whose light they could see even through the shroud all around them. And the feathers that fell from the Thunderbird also became the basis for the now lost Tsurumi instrument, the Maoshiro. Due to a change, the Thunderbird would eventually annihilate all civilization on the island, and it would later itself be slain over Seirai Island. Shikikosho, a gift from Shikitaisho, a replica that possesses sentience. With the departure of Komuna Harunosuke, the replicas scattered throughout the mystic Onmyo chamber would deteriorate over time, becoming nothing but fragments of memories and charm magic. However, it is precisely because this is so that Shikikosho is most rare and valuable indeed. It may well be the last remaining replica that can maintain constant remote contact with Shikitaisho as a mark of the latter's deep attachment to his friends. Launch Tube, a special device created by the artisan Pengyi. It comes with functions that allow for the creation and automated launch of fireworks. In the hands of someone creative, it will surely see great use in the creation of unique and radiant fireworks shows. Lumenstone Adjuvant, a special ore from the chasm that shines brightly in special environments. It has many similarities to the glazed sand crystals that may only be found within the chasm. That neither lumenstone nor glazed sand crystals have never been found outside the chasm may have an intimate relationship with the ley lines in that area. May it be like a small sun in your palm, bringing light and comfort to your dark path. Withered Kusava. Entirely drained of strength, the Kusava appears withered, yet the seed which preserves precious memories is still alive. Memory is not some ancient dead thing, after all, and it is not some lifeless mire. Memory will return to life alongside creation, and it shall in no wise be defeated by forgetting, just as this Kusava still waits for some new camaraderie to nourish it. Aranyaka, an empty book that you got after arriving in Vanarana. It appears to have once been owned by another friend of the Aranara. There is probably some serendipity at work here. Use it to record your adventures with the Aranara. The Boon of the Elder Tree. Talismans of this kind are often seen in the forests in Sumeru. They possess the ability to gather the power of grass and trees, to prevent the erosion of the forest, and in darker times to resist the invasion of vicious monsters. Trees and vines would form impregnable shelters together. The Lord of Verdure would grant these talismans to people, giving them unfettered access to walk amidst the forest under the guidance of streams and moonlight. One day, the labyrinth disappeared, and the forest lost its intellect. Even so, the people of Sumeru take these talismans as symbols of the forest's protection, and the forest answers to the request of such talismans and gives its power. Gives its power, whatever. Ultra Hot Burner Lamp Test Model. The young researchers of the academia commonly make use of experimental tools to cook, to save time and maximize efficiency, Some people from Ksharawar, experts in machinery, have invented this device, which can draw energy from mineral ores to increase their work efficiency. Using these lamps to make coffee or grill meat really has that laboratory feel to it, which explains its decent popularity amongst researchers, and how some enthusiasts have made some improvements to it. The superlative burning lamp in your hands is a civilian test type that is meant to be put into mass production. Thus, it has had its output restricted and open flame eliminated to reduce any safety hazards. Fishing line stabilizer. A small device that can stabilize your fishing line while you are fishing. The device's prototype was the pointless invention of a Fontaine inventor that drew little interest for the longest time, until the Fontaine Fishing Association discovered it and modified the product into the fishing line stabilizer used today. When the device first came out, it was most warmly received by the association members, and now it has gradually been promoted in other regions. It is an exceptionally hot commodity in the Snezhnayan market, where it has it that one of the Lord Harbingers is particularly fond of the product, which explains the hype. Oh. While the Harbingers likes to fish. Maybe it's the mayor. Vintage lyre. A vintage lyre borrowed from Amadia in Vimara village. Mondstadt has a long-standing tradition of poetry and song. Bards from there tend to address their instruments as friend or partner. Thus, one of them trusting Amadia with the instrument has nothing less than a gesture of intimacy and trust, and its passage into your hands must also be a gesture of faith and acknowledgement. As Amadia puts it, the person who originally gave him this lyre has already disappeared into the forest. Jumpty Dumpty Party Popper. Jumpty Dumpty is Klee's good friend and fish blasting companion, but if Klee brings Jumpty Dumpty to the festival, Master Jean will be angry. Don't you worry though, Jumpty Dumpty has gained a new ability with Albedo's help. Just pull on its tail and beautiful colored strips will come flying out. Scarlet Sand Slate. This object has long been the subject of academia researcher Terzad's research. Its etchings and craftsmanship indicate that it is a relic of King Deshret's civilization. It seems to have the power to command devices from within ruins associated with King Deshret. Cloud Retainer's Damas device. Made from stacked paper, this lightweight device has the appearance of a bird, and fittingly was given to you by the Cloud Retainer. While it may be called a device, you cannot see any traditional mechanical components here. Well, not from the outside anyway. It seems that this Adeptus' skill as a mechanist have improved even further. Yeah, you look at its feet and you can clearly see it's flat. Casket of Tomes. A box of cards released by the Genius Invocation TCG Society. Only beginners who have learned the basic rules and are verified as players can collect one. The box comes with a special device that can sense nearby owners of Caskets of Tomes. This way, you can easily find Genius Invocation TCG buddies to duel. Genie in the Bottle. Magic Bottle. Lillipar. Lillipar, the great genie born of the water lilies, had her soul fragmented by an ancient punishment, and was sealed within a transparent magical bottle. In the songs of the desert people, she once laid down green oases and lapis lazuli canals in Gurbad, and in turn was also the morning harbinger of that city's doom. Hope and omen, thus weaved together, formed her legend, and today she seems to have found a new master. Okay. You got 4 in that time. Pretty good. Huh. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Before I continue, let's do the survey. Event survey. Yes. What year was I born? 91. I am male, as you might be able to tell with my voice. Secret Summer Paradise? I have heard of this event. Have you participated? Yes. When you participated, which participation requirements did you meet? All of them. What is the primary device used? PC controller. Yes. Overall, how satisfied are you with the Secret Summer Paradise event? It's very good. There's a lot to explore, but I wish there was more to do. What are the reasons for your satisfaction? I like the look of it. I like the atmosphere. Yeah, content is novel. Sorta? Yeah. How do you feel about the atmosphere of the Secret Summer Paradise event? Somewhat satisfied. How do you feel about the story? Somewhat satisfied. How do you feel about the rewards? Somewhat satisfied. How satisfied are you at the time required to obtain the rewards? Very satisfied. Following questions are related to Spinal Blaster. Not satisfied with Spinal Blaster. Yeah, it's good. Somewhat satisfied. Other reasons for your satisfaction. Uh, Target shooting gameplay is fun. Easy and simple to operate. Relatively novel gameplay mode in Genshin Impact. Well, I mean, you could just use a bow, so it's not really. Doesn't really matter that much. How fun is the target shooting gameplay in Spinal Blaster? Somewhat fun. Okay. I'll satisfy you with the Sojourns of Barking Fox. Neutral, I guess. Any reasons for your dissatisfaction? Not difficult. It's not too long. Slow acceleration speed. Yeah. It's too slow. Controls are too difficult? No, not really. See a parkour gameplay lacks a sense of novelty. Just each level is repetitive. Sorta. Rules are unclear. Nope. Not like parkour gameplay. Nope. Obstacles hard to evade. Nope. This should be more three-dimensional. Needs to be more three-dimensional. How fun is the parkour gameplay? Yeah, it's somewhat. Okay, combat thing. I'm satisfied with that. It's alright. Time required, difficulty, common environment, atmosphere, it's easy to operate, rules are clear, honed satisfying, very helpful in combat, each level feels different. Combat gameplay is fun. Yeah, I like combat gameplay. How fun is the combat gameplay? It's somewhat. Oh, Bing Bang Finchball. I really like it. Well, reasons for your satisfaction. I like launching balls. Yep. Ball strategy. Yeah. Aesthetic design. Yeah, sure, why not? Now fun. Very fun. Any comments or thoughts? I'm not sure. You know what? Whatever. I can't think of it, so I'm just gonna move on. Alright, and there's also a web event going on, so I'll just go to that right now. Okay, it's not showing up here. Shouldn't it be here? Here it is, Conch Reminiscence. Go to event. Okay. Here it is. Look at little Paimon. She's listening to the conch. Solve puzzles on the map to obtain conches and unlock related songs, pictures, and videos. Find all phantasmal and imaging conches, 5 in total, to obtain primo gems. Select character. Well, I'm Aether, so. Travelers can use the control pad. Whatever. Drag slimes to the correct positions to solve puzzles. Check the minimap. Oh. Traveler can activate the wave ride and set off the island to search for conches. Is there anything here that I need to do? Oh. Traveler, try placing the correct slime in the empty slot. Maybe it's incorrect slime type. Try another one. Wind? Hey. Dance of Sub-Zeros. Body star in a dream. Dancing as it blooms. It's an imaging conch. A little chibi Nilu. That's right. Go check out the conch she found. Conchopedia. There, try placing the correct slime in the empty slot. Alright, explode them. Boom. Couldn't conch to pick it up. Okay. Euphoric ride. Oh. It's the choo-choo cart. Sure, I try and look for golden bass by the sea. Need a fish. Okay. Golden bass. Nice. Try placing it. Yeah, whatever. Final feast. Oh. Very nice. Freeze the water. Yes. Wineless fist. Brings back memories. Even though it wasn't that long ago, I can't remember how long it was. Raise your friends. Yeah. Love is in the air. Imaging conch. Tea party. Of course. Catching the weasel thief. Come back here. Remembrance of a Kitsu. How about another game of Kitsuhane and Sodi? 10 years apart, how could I decline to meet you? Well, it's their fault for making a meeting every 10 years apart. What am I supposed to do here? Burn it down? Oh. I really am supposed to burn down the house. Melody of Utsaba. Yes. Click the rustling leaves. Kia Queen of Blossoming Mirage. Scaramouche. This is his flashback. Phantasmal Conch. Oh. Literally brings up the trailer. Game review and publish reviews. Your presence is important to others. Peril seeketh melody. What? Review event. Share your review to win 3.0 commemorative OST. Shimmering Voyage Volume 3. Oh yeah, I already read that. Well, obviously we need a Paimon. Now where is a Paimon? No, there's nowhere else to go. Maybe I missed some stuff in the middle. Let's see how much I've got. Phantasmal Conscience. Number 2. Okay, I seem to have them already. Share to obtain Primogems. Totally. Obtain all Phantasmal imaging conches. But echoing conches. Okay, I'm missing the blaze lilies. This song has been unlocked yet. Solve the puzzle on the map first. Where is this one? Ah, here it is. Look on the ground. Well, let's wet it. Yeah. Is it English or is it what I have singing? No, it's just music. Very nice. Well, that is all for this little web event. Share for a reward. Yes. Really need those heroes' wits. But no matter. Everything's all done. Very nice and short. I like it. Can I just have some slimes out to play? Never used the Geo slime or even the lecture slime. Guess I don't have a use. Well, anyway, back to the game. All right. I'm gonna smack this thing first, and then I'll go back to reading some more. Aggravate. That's why I like farming this boss. It only needs one Dendro arrow, and you can take out one of those slimes. So easy. So fast. So easy. Anyway. I see a bunch of wood here. I want to take it. I love the talisman. Alright, let's chill over here. Let's read some more. A cave. A hive. Materials. Resources. The food? The food is very short description. But I'm pretty sure these are pretty short descriptions as well. So let's read these first. Tevat's resources. Iron chunk. This iron ore can be turned into a multitude of handy items in the hands of a skilled craftsman. Mineral ores' presence on the surface usually indicates abundant ore veins underneath. White iron chunk. This white iron ore can be turned into a variety of splendid items in the hands of a skilled craftsman. It is suffused with memories of battles fought across the land, which makes it a great material for crafting weapons. Crystal chunk. An uncut crystal. Only professional craftsmen can bring out its true value. This kind of limpid rock is a precious gift of the land, which can be utilized as a valuable weapon-making material. Magical crystal chunk. This crystal was eroded by the energy of the ley lines and cannot be processed by ordinary means. Original resin can, however, refine it into an invaluable material. Star silver, a rare and precious ore, formed by the unique geographical conditions and ley lines of Dragonspine. Amethyst lump, an uncut crystal that can only be found in Inazuma. Some professional craftsmanship will bring out its true value. Apple, crisp and fragrant, delicious raw fermented into wine, can also be made into a refreshing alcohol-free beverage. Like apple juice, sunsetia, a plum fruit, beautiful like the sunset, that is abundant across all of Teyvat. It has a curious sweet aroma, and is able to energize an individual. Mushroom, hardy common fungi, can grow anywhere with the right amount of shade and moisture. Sweet flower, particularly fragrant flowers, that can be easily located, even in the dark, thanks to their sweet scent commonly used in Teyvat to make sugar. Carrot, a healthy and nutritious vegetable that is crunchy and sweet to the taste, easy to grow and harvest. Radish, rich in fiber and nutrients, easy to grow and harvest. Snapdragon, can be eaten once cooked. As a spice, it can bring wonderful flavor to dishes. Mint, a refreshingly cool ingredient. The cool, fresh flavor can cut through the heat of many dishes. Mint is readily available throughout the land and is known for its exuberant vitality. Pinecone, filled with oil-rich seeds, certainly won't be growing into a tree from inside a squirrel's stomach. Berry, small, brightly colored fruit. They can be found everywhere, and the taste of them wipes the fatigue of a long journey away. Matsutake, a rare fungus that generally grows on or near pine trees. Its delicate aroma gives away its location. Bird egg, an incredibly versatile ingredient that can supply all of your daily protein needs. Seagrass, a plant that grows in shallow seas. It adds a unique flavor to dishes. Lavender melon, a fruit with a gorgeous skin. The flesh within transforms into food with a unique mouthfeel when cooked. In Inazuma, there is a traditional art that involves using the outer skins of these fruits to make dye. They say that Konda village once planted lavender melons, and that they were famed for their secret Konda dye art, by which they produced truly lovely fabric. Didn't know Konda village was a dye manufacturing village. Starshroom, a fungus with a cap that resembles a five-pointed star. It is quite hardy indeed. Once it matures, the center of the cap will split open. Hara fruit, a fruit with a unique spicy flavor that grows in the hot and damp rainforest. It can be ground down into spice powder, which makes it Sumeru's most important spice plant. Hara fruit. It can be ground down into spice powder, which makes it Sumeru's most important spice plant. In the legends of other countries, the Hara fruit grows on inaccessible cliff faces and is defended by flying snakes and giant birds. Only valiant warriors with Jinn by their side can access these fruits via secret methods and using the protection of the gods. However, anyone who has been to Sumeru will know that these stories are just tall tales told by local merchants to raise the prices of their spices. Okay. Zaitan peach. The fruit of a forest shrub. Its flesh is firm and sweet. It's said to have a calming effect on the mind. In the past, Zaitan peaches were once used as ornamental plants due to their cute appearance. However, its medical properties were discovered over time, and it has now become a very common commercial product, ironically very seldom noticed for its aesthetic value. Sumeru Rose. Bright and beautiful, these pure purple flowers give off a pleasant fragrance that will give any passerby pause, while some like to call this a type of rambler rose. Its relative lack of multiple flowers means that it falls under a different floral classification. From very early times, the Sumeru rose has been used to make fragrant essences and perfumes. Whenever a festival rolls along, the market will always be filled with the scents of roses. Among the poems that enjoy great fame in Sumeru, the Sumeru rose is oft compared to fine wine, and has thus become a classic symbol within Sumeru literature. Come put away your meaningless tribulations, enjoy the companionship of wines and roses, for there is nothing more important at this time. Viparias, a flower without seeds. Once the earth remembers, the Viparias will bloom. The forests of Sumeru are the seedbed of dreams, and the children of the forest spend a part of their lives walking in dreams. Some of them will later leave these forest dreams behind, but the forest will not forget them. Ajalanak nut, a fruit that grows on evergreen trees within desert oases. The flesh beneath the tough skin is thick, sweet, and delicious, making it an important food source amongst the desert peoples. The extreme high sugar content may be attributed to the special geographical conditions of the desert. They are delicious both on their own, as dried fruit, and as ingredients in various sweets. Ajalanak nuts are said to have a long history of cultivation. They are often mentioned in songs about the olden days. Legend has it that the candied Ajalanak nuts served as the first appetizer at the mighty nightly banquets held by the Lord of the Blazing Sun. Wolfhawk. A berry with thorns that often gets attached to a wolf's pelt. When you look at it, you can almost hear the echoing cries of the wolves in the woods. Wolfhawk has medicinal properties useful in treating minor illnesses, although in its original form, it can also harm careless people or animals. So spiky. Mulberry, a plump and translucent berry that has a fragrant smell of a sweet, refreshing taste. In the past, the Storm Watcher's only solace was the sweetness of this fruit and hope for the city's peace. Cecilia, a beautiful flower with a name that suits its appearance. It only grows where harsh winds blow and is just as intangible as the true heart of an unbound soul. Is it actually talking about Lady Cecilia? Who knows? Windwheel Aster, a plant that adores the wind. To the proud children of the wind or the citizens of Mondstadt, the windwheel asters are the visible winds. Philanamo mushroom. A fungus that grows in the warm caress of the wind is as everlasting as the wind, nourishing life. Small lampgrass. A wild grass that emits light at night, used in cooking to enhance other flavors, just as the subtle fragrance of wildflowers will not distract a focused person. Small lampgrass's delicate glow will not attract their attention either, even at night. Color lily. A flower that grows near water sources. When cooked, the petals have a chunky texture, yet are sweet and a little bitter. Modern medicine recognizes calla lilies' antidotal properties, but its astringent flavor is repulsive to many people. Vitalized dragon tooth. Dragon tooth that has absorbed vitality and now exudes a warmth that makes one uneasy. Once upon a time, a dragon fell to ruin in a silver valley, painting the bone-white snow an ominous crimson. This crimson symbolizes the might of this dragon. This dragon tooth wrapped in that crimson may yet be forged into a deadly weapon. Lotus head. An aquatic plant native to Liyue that grows and blooms in pairs. One is fragrant and the other bitter. It's said to make a good herbal medicine. Oh, in pairs, huh? Juyun chili. A spicy plant native to Liyue. Merely smelling it makes one hot and thirsty. Despite Juyun being part of its name, it does not usually grow in Juyun karst. The name seems to originate from its spiciness, which makes people want to run to the highest peaks of Juyun and cool their mouths with chilly air. Not dragon spine? No, well. Noctilucous jade. A rare mineral that glimmers in the dark. It's said to be a mutated gemstone condensed from the flourishing elements of the world. Silk flower. A crimson flower that blooms like the rainbow clouds in Liyue and can be made into silky smooth fabric. Liyue's Feiyun Commerce Guild is a giant in silk and textile manufacturing. Legend has it that Feiyun Commerce Guild has a secret silk flower nursery somewhere in the mainland. Nobody in the industry can rival their yield and texture. Glaze lily. An extremely ancient flower, said to have once been a common sight in Liyue. It transforms the memories of the land into its fragrance during fluorescence. Legend has it that the flower will open at the sound of pure, beautiful music, and that there was once one who loved this flower more than any other. Now, however, the sight of a glaze lily in full bloom out in the wild is a rare one indeed. More than any other? Guizhong. Qingxing. A translucent white flower that only grows on the highest stone peaks. It eschews the warmth and moisture of the plains to gaze out afar from the solitary mountaintops. Horsetail. A purple plant that sometimes grows amidst silvergrass, but grows taller, straighter, and plumper, like an aristocrat among the paupers. Star conch. Empty seashells, brought ashore by the tides. Hold it close to your ear and hear the longing calls of the sea. Violet grass. A small flower with a strong vitality. It is said that its downward blooming flower keeps its fragrance from dissipating. Bamboo shoot. A fresh young bamboo shoot, straight out of the ground. It is a delicious cooking ingredient with an exotic aroma. Too exotic for some people. Found exclusively in bamboo growing regions. Sakura bloom. A petal that has fallen from the Grand Narukami Shrine's sacred sakura. They float in midair due to the effect of electro energies. Legend holds that the roots of Thunder Sakura are linked deep beneath the earth. Should you trace these roots, You will always come back to this sacred sakura tree that stands guard over Inazuma. Some other legends have it that the Thunder Sakura are part of the almighty Narukami Ogosho, the result of her splitting her divine form into parts, all the better to defend those under her rule with. Oni Kabuto, a strange beetle that inhabits areas rich with electro energy. Its docile and sedentary temperament could not be more different from the fierce, demonic visage displayed on its armored shell. Inazuman folktales say that when the gods were apportioning territory to the many animals, the Onikabuto, who detested conflict, chose first to live in lands saturated in electro. As many years passed, he evolved bizarre patterns with which to frighten trespassers and developed horns that could release electricity to deter predators. Yet though it wears armor and bears horns, the Onikabuto hates fighting most of all animals. Crystal Marrow, a crystal that contains a sliver of Tatarigami power. Adding this material during smelting will greatly increase the strength and toughness of metals. In Inazuma, Tatarigami refers to the corpse of a divine being, and the strange phenomena it creates. They say that before the god that created Crystal Marrow became the Tatarigami, he had many names, one of which was Orobashi no Mikoto. Orobashi no Mikoto's body was as long as the winding seashore, and its voice was so resounding that only the dark sea could absorb it. Yet in the end, it too was cut down, together with the Yashiori Island itself. Sea Ganoderma, a plant species that only grows in certain regions and islands of the ocean. Though it looks like a fungus of some sort, it actually comes from a substance secreted by a certain soft-bodied organism. In the folktales told in a certain land, these mouthless, noseless creatures are the transformed souls of children who died young. As a form of punishment, they must spend endless years absorbing the elements within the sand and sea, using their fragile bodies, piling them up and forming sea Ganoderma. And once the Ganoderma are fully formed, they shall be harvested. Yep. But that's just a legend, right? Knackeweed. Even on windless days, this plant will tremble lightly amid the cries of thunder. The parts of it that resemble petals are in fact extensions of the leaves meant to protect the fragile flower. The knackeweed grows strongly in areas saturated with electro energy due to its great affinity for lightning. It is often used by residents to predict storms. Stories tell that these plants are what the Bakedanuki Ioroi stole from the shogun's very own garden using its powers, before planting them throughout the islands. Even long after its punishment and disappearance, people still speak of Ioroi's many deeds. At least I remember his name. Dendrobium, a vibrant plant that has also been named licorice by the poets. It was once thought extinct in the Inazuman archipelago, only to re-emerge now upon the battlefields. It is said that it blooms most enchantingly where much blood was spilled. Though it is very rare and expensive, this plant is regarded as ominous, and thus is little purchased. Rumor has it that these plants are watered using blood. The bloodier, the more brutal the battlefield, the more lovely the dendrobium blooms shall be. Inazumans believe that the souls of the fallen shall follow the winding paths of the bloody dendrobiums into the next life, thus rejoining the eternal elemental cycle. But as for those who doubt or are perplexed by eternity, they shall be shackled to the earth, becoming another enchantingly red flower amid the vermilion fields. Ding! Amakumo fruit. The fruit of the Amakumo grass, which grows on Seirai Island. You can hear it crackling with a tiny current if you hold it up to your ear. The Amakumo grass was born when the terrible slaughter that tore through Seirai Island, causing it to ever be under a stormy shroud, ended. As if showing its defiance, it will bear fruit while facing the peals of thunder from the sky. This bold spirit also accompanied those who emigrated to Seirai Island, until Koseki village was at last ruined and no clergy person was left to man the Asase shrine. Sango Pearl. These pearls only grow alongside the coral of Watatsumi. They will emit a cooling sensation in your palm, as gentle as a moonbeam. Some local stories say that if held by a person in whose veins runs the blood of Watatsumi, these pearls will become brighter still. Well, these pearls are the blood that Watatsumi Omukami shedded for its people. Other legends say that the great Omukami used a pearl as bright as the moon to shine upon Enkanomiya, leading the people who dwelt there up to the surface. As such, the Sango pearls are akin to sacred relics to some. The pearls and waves of the Sangonomiya emblem are said to come from these very waves that embraced Watatsumi and the bright gem that gave it light. I thought the Omukami used coral from its scales. Anyway, fluorescent fungus, a mushroom that glows like a nightlight. Some curious power lies hidden within it. Amidst the fog that blankets Tsurumi Island, these fluorescent fungi can help to light the way. Rukashava mushrooms are a fungus that grows in layers upon layers, like a sea of clouds, which mostly grows on trees deep in the rainforest, and is considered by the people of Sumeru to be a symbol of the god's grace. Legend has it that in ancient times, there was once a towering great giant tree with its crown hovering the entire Sumeru. People addressed it as Rukadavata and believed the fungi scattered throughout the rainforest were the holy crystallization of its legacy. In Sumeru, those who dwell in the rainforest have a tradition of offering Rukashava mushrooms to the academia, but no one knows what these offerings are meant to be used for. Excuse me? There was a giant tree and it's called Rukadavata. I'm sorry, who? Padisara. A holy and noble plant. The conditions for growth in its environment are very demanding. The flower buds can be processed to make valuable spices. The Padisara is said to derive its name from a certain ancient deity. It is said that in those times long past, there were 3 gods who had struck up excellent relations with one another. In those days, there was once a great plain covered in lovely flowers that people would gather up and use as incense to offer up to their gods. Those flowers are no longer extant, but the Padisara is a cultivar that was brought back to the land via the use of the Anahishan blessing. Nilotpala lotus. Growing in the forest wetlands, these plants only bloom at night with flowers as bright as the moon. In the oldest folk tales of this land, the great chariot of the moon goddess once shone with a light that matched the sun. At this time, all things in the world were at peace, but the arrows that tore the skies apart would shatter the gems that adorned the most ethereal of vehicles, and the people would behold the visage of the sovereign of the moonlit night no longer. The many flowers would turn and serve a new master, but the Nilotpala lotuses would bathe in the cool moonlight and continue to remember the glad songs of that afore time. Kalpalata lotus. Flowers from vines that grow on cliff sides. It is called a lotus only because it has a similar appearance to one. Aside from that, it bears no other similar properties to the lotus. Vines grow along cliffs everywhere in Sumeru, as timeless as time itself. It is said that these vines were the first thing to ever be created in the forest, making them the progenitors of every plant in Sumeru. All the great plants in the land, even the undying divine tree, are connected to the roots through the entanglement of these vines. Of course, this saying has long been refuted by Amerta researchers, but still, it persists among the people. Henna berry, a fruit that grows even in the most hostile of desert environments. Its vibrant crimson fruits are made even more lovely against the backdrop of yellow sand. Thanks to its extremely bright color, after a simple treatment, it can be made into a pigment, an important part of the desert people's lives. It is said to have been used as a dye for the fiery banner of the Eremites. The red fabric follows them in all their travels. No matter where you are, whenever you see these fluttering textiles, you can almost feel the hot wind of their homeland on your skin. Scarab, a hardy beetle that dwells in the vast desert. Its shell has patterns on it that resemble those that dot the ancient desert ruins, hinting at some deeper relation between the two. Legend has it that when the Desert King ruled this land, the souls of those vanquished by him would be sealed within these insects by the magically skilled priests at great triumphs held in the city of the Pillars. The scarabs would then be charged with defending the sacred temples and palaces for all eternity in the name of Al-Akmar. In the end, the temples would collapse and the palaces would fall, and only these golden insects would remain, fulfilling their ancient, forgotten oaths. Sand Grease Pupa. In the legends of the desert folk, quicksand eels and weenut are all descendants of the giant serpent that once devoured the sun. Although this statement is but groundless, judging from the research on Sand Grease Pupa, it does share many similarities with the body fat of weenut given their respective composition. It is precisely because of this that sometimes cunning merchants will collect sand grease pupae and grind them into powder to pass off as the high-end spices extracted from the body fat of weenut. Trishirate. A splendorous stone that can be found in the depths of desolate mountains, seemingly formed from congealed elemental energy. According to old Sumerian legends, there once was an underground kingdom named Dari that fell to the dark disaster upon straying from the true path. During the sun-swallowed battles of that bygone age, even the hardest of stones were set aflame. As the flames of war died out, all that remained from the calamity were these deep red ores. If one should listen closely, one may yet hear the echoing sounds from that battle still raging forth. Morning flower. Crimson flowers that can bloom even on ancient battlefields or flourish in the depths of the desert. Its drooping flowers seem to mourn for heroes long past. Once, when beings dark and demonic invaded the lands, countless heroes sacrificed themselves in a battle against them. Legend has it, these flowers are watered by the blood of those martyrs. The tribes of these plains speak additionally of the countless innocents who suffered from that calamity, of how, due to being stained by the filth from the war, they are barred from eternal samsara, and can only languish amidst these flowers, lamenting the injustice of fate by weeping. Yeah, they were cursed. Mist flower corolla. A flower bud encased in solid ice. Even after being picked, the flower continues to emit cold. A popular work of fiction tells of a fox becoming trapped in ice from a mistflower and being unable to extricate itself. For small creatures with limited strength, it is a very dangerous plant indeed. Flaming flower stamen. The stamen of a fiercely burning flower. Even after being extinguished, it still emits heat. It is said that this plant slowly develops intelligence and unique behaviors as it accumulates elemental energy. Electrocrystal. A power-rich crystal that draws electricity from the air around it. Holding it makes your hand a little numb. With the right equipment, maybe it's possible to harness the electro energy contained within. Core lapis. A precious crystal of condensed pure geo-element that usually grows along with other minerals. It's also commonly called core petrae. Dandelion seed. A tiny seed that rides on the wind. Even without its feathered wings, it still holds the hope from afar within. In a sense, the dandelion represents the romantic spirit of love and freedom. In the land of the wind, where dandelions are found in abundance, people use dandelions in winemaking. Experts in local folklore believe that in ancient times, wine brewed from dandelions had a strong symbolic meaning. Butterfly wings. Brightly colored wings. The powder that falls from them shimmers a little. Perhaps this is what allows them to fly. Frog. Common frog, found in moist environments, full of energy. They secrete a substance that will keep you full of vitality. Luminescent spine. The light-emitting part of a firefly, used for courtship, and in medicine to help recover strength. Lizard tail. A lizard tail that curled up after losing its owner. Very bitter, but has skin-hardening properties. Crystal core. The core of a crystal butterfly. It absorbs elemental energy that has escaped into the atmosphere. Loach pearl. A shiny pearl spat out by a loach that has mystical medicinal properties. Minerals and elemental particles ingested by the loach condense into these mildly magical beads. When threatened, the loach spits them out to confuse predators and escape with its life. Oh, so that means that whenever we catch a loach, we don't actually catch a loach, we just get the pearl that the loach spits out. So you never get the loach. Well, next one is food. I'm not sure if I'll do it today, because I've read quite a bit. I might just do it next time. Yeah. There's Perilous Expedition. Yeah, that's about it. I can do Perilous Expedition next time. But for this time, what am I just gonna do? I'm just gonna do this. Spiral Abyss. $23 stars. Ooh.
行こう。料理の時間だよ。風の行く先をもみちばを散らまく惜しみ。風を知れ。それ。はっ。 しっよっ風よいざ疑似ようかせいはっそこだ
話が通じないなら叩くまででしょう。料理の時間だよ。いでよ。
遊んであげようか。
痛がっちゃいない。命ずる。失礼。魂よ連気過信雪を前。
さあどこに隠れる？
捕まえた。やっと失礼。すっ
The hell was that? No, it's probably nothing. Come over here.
創世の術小学借りなく時風の赴くままにやっへっ
それは
っ今こそ誕生の時疑似ようかせいしっいざほれ
グオパーよって
サキュ風よそっやっ風を知れせいはっ疑似ようか行こうよいざはっしっ風の行く先をそこだ創世の術ほれ行こうはっ参るはっや
熱々でしょ。
はっそこだたはっ
いでよ。痛がっちゃいない。念の表像雪を前にゃっ
So I popped the bubble.
失礼。
The hell was that? Someone trying to get into my world.
しせい風の歌雲の行くごとほれ
Come over here.
風を知れそれはっやくらえ風の行く先をはっはっ 燃えろ。風の赴くままにし雲がく借りなく。
Oh, here's the last one. Oh well.
具現せよ。雪を前かかれ。後悔するぞ。踊りなさい。桜吹雪。
Same as before.
Isa. くらえ。
グオパー火よ。
風の行く先をもみちばん散らまく
Find
惜しみ。
me. Don't wanna fucking fly away.
と
You piece of shit.
風の赴くままに。はっや。せえ。風よ。俺。天に召せ。風の行く先を。そこだ。
熱々でしょ。
風の歌、雲の行くごと。し酒。よっ。
グオパー火よ。
はっ。
念の表像。天心直送。取った。失礼。終わりで撤収。と命ずる。雪を前。やっ。それ。捕まえた。失礼。痛がっちゃいないよ。やっ。雪を前。すっ。それ。よっ。すっ。はっ。
I think I'm getting mail or something.
行こう。
お主でこの方の
冒険だ冒険。はあ。全力攻撃だ。燃えろ。もみちばん散らまく惜しみ。異形を見届ける疑似よ。マイいざや。
話が通じないなら叩くまででしょ。
創世の術よっと。風よそこだ。はっ。燃えろ。やっ。風の歌、雲の行くごと。風の赴く。
やっ。はっ。魂よ律令に従え。桜吹雪。踊りなさい。え、それ。すっ。それ。はっ。よっ。はっ。やっ。すっ。よっ。すっ。失礼。 どの目が出るかしら。かかれ。せい。や。と。入れよ。ほ。は。え。それ。す。
行こう。
あれれ、料理の時間だよ。お客さんが来たみたい。
せい。みんながそばにいてそれは傷つく。いいさ。それ、そこだ。よっ。せい。
はっ、熱々でしょ。
名王形成。酒。はっはっはっ。全力攻撃だ。くらえ。はっ。雲が借りなくてよっ。
料理の時間だよ。
疑似ようか。風よ。
聞こえたわ。競争よ。決心となれ。グギ。捕まえた。どこにいるのか聞かせてもらおう。取った。終わりね。撤収。雪を前へ。ドドーン。行くぞ。命ずる。天心直送。やっ。かかれ。やっ。てった入れよ。念の表情。
Okay, let's go with Electro for the top. Bottom can be the same, I guess. I never do well in these.
直十言律令。
風の歌、雲の行くごと。風の行くさ。
踊ろう。振動の権限。十言直十言。行け。
風の赴くままに。やっはっ。
役払い。時代出発よ。
ほれはっはっやっはっ前へはっやっ
直十言。はっ
はっ
しっかり立ってな。はっやっこれならどうだ。直十言律令。
風を知れ雲が借りなく時。
来光意図美しきかな。十言直十言。行け。渚のリン。
はっ
せい。はっやせい。はっ 律令直呪言。はっ役払い。律令直律令。
It took minimal damage. Well, not really, but you know.
命を
Enough.
捨てに来たか。
捕まらないぞ。糸よ、工作せよ。捕まえた。そうよ、入れよ。や雪を前。
ここまで。やはりダメだったか。
桜吹雪。痛がっちゃいないの。本当の極意。連気過信。はっ失礼。
ここまで。やはりダメだったか。
表層よ、決心となれ。具現せよ。終わりで撤収。はっ踊りなさい。
やはりダメだ。やはりダメだ。
雪を前。あらば。糸よ、工作せよ。魂よ、念の表情。神里流透滅。踊りなさい。よっすっそれはっへっ捕まらないぞ。入れよ。あ失礼。捕まえた。
これで
遁走の極とやっすったへっはっよすっへっ雪を前。風向きにして颯のごとく命ずる。
Very good. Yeah, I usually fail defense, but I actually did very well there. I guess because it's easier this time and they focus less on the fucking monolith. Oh boy. Oh.
呪言チョック。
風の赴くままに。風の雲の行くごと。
や律令チョック。
風よ。
しっかり立ってな。やっはっはっはっやっはっ律令呪言。
前へ。そこだ。
やっおなら
もみちが血甘く惜しむ。風の行く先を。
チョック。律令落差のリン邪魔をするな。はっはいやっせっはっよっはっふんほっやっ呪言チョック呪言面倒じゃのう。
はっせいはっよはっやはっほれや前へ。そこだ。
チョック律令呪言振動の権限。チョック呪言律令役払いはっ
風を知れ雲なく仮なく時風の赴くままに
しっかり立ってな。嫌い発情。チョックせいや
風の行く先を
役払いとやっち
Maybe she healed enough. I kept taking her health.
魂よ律令に従え連気過信。終わりで撤収。痛がっちゃいない捕まらないと出てこい。桜吹雪踊りなさい。雪を前捕まえた。命ずる念の表像。行くぞ。かかれ。糸よ工作せよ。表層よ決心となれ。踊りなさい。神里流捕まえた。やっ入れよと連気過信。あらば雪を前やっすっ痛がっちゃいない。やっ終わりで撤収。命ずるやっと
Very nice. We made it. Chamber 3. Who wants to go into my pocket? Dang it. There's nothing in there. Nothing. Don't bother.
律令チョック15。
風が
これならどうだ。来光意図美しきかな。チョック15。律令遊んでははっしっかり立ってな。おとなしくしな。
Heal, near, heal, near, heal, near, heal.
もみちが散らまく惜しみはっ
15チョック律令行け。
風よそこだし
渚のリンおなら
せいないそれはっ
有限なるライフチョック15。しっかり立ってな。嫌いマジよ。
風の歌雲の行くごと
待ちなさい。やっチョック律令渚のリンこれならどうだ。チョック15。おとなしくしな。殴られたいの。今回は迷惑をかけてしまったな。
That's fine. It's the last floor anyway.
入れよ律令に従え。
あなた様のために生贄を用意した。
失礼。ダメ。捕まえた。急がなくても 分身の術魂よやっ無礼者まさか桜吹雪かかれ命ずるた念の表像
の眠りが読んで
一緒に踊りましょう糸よ工作せ痛がっちゃいない天心直送雪を前無礼者これからやっすっ取った少なくとも
That one was much easier than the other one. But I lost. I didn't get the last star, so I abort. If I don't get max stars, I do not progress. That's just how it is. Alright. No space left in inventory. Okay, what the hell was this mail business? Yanfei, Kuki Shinobu, Glee. Wait, what? They all just send this to me? No space left in inventory. Ah, Spiral Abyss lost items. God damn it. And I can't claim because of that? Alright. I'm gonna need to send a bit more. So let's see what else I can send. The bows. This one? No, I need more of this. Talisman of Forest Dew. I mean, I could just sell these. These are enhancement materials. And that'll save me some time. Let us see. Is that enough? Yes. Oh, I haven't checked my mail for a long time. Very nice. You know, maybe I should read all my all the gift mails, all people's birthdays. Might as well, right? All right. Let's go to Valerian Mirage. We'll read it around here. Let's read it here. In the Pavilion of Hermits. Now you know what? You want to hear Paimon being shy again, Basima. You agree with me to say finches are the cutest? I think Paimon is even cuter.
Shh, keep it down. You and Paimon can get embarrassed sometimes.
Now admit, look more closely, your flying white companion is every bit as adorable as a finch. Tiny body, the carefree attitude, fluffy white hair, chubby round cheeks, big watery eyes like crystals, and a delightfully colourful costume with not a speck of dust and blemish. Rectamundo, Paimon is completely unique. Haha, I truly am the blessed among the fortunate. You must take care to protect your companion. After all, many people covet that which is cute. Some of the bad ones may even try to fight you for a companion. Oh. Very nice. You know what? For that, let's play a game of Bing Bang Finch Bowl. Another round. I think this one's the most difficult, so let's start with this. Okay, full power here. What happened? Shittle. Oh shit. Dang it. Still got gold. Alright, well, whatever. No, guys. Where'd the music go? Anyway, let's go to the theater. Let's take a look at this. It's a lot. 112 over 1,000. Oh. Well, yesterday was Yanfei's birthday, and actually, today is Honkai 3rd concert. Well, it's from Yanfei. When you used to come find me, I joked that you needed to make an appointment first. Now it's my turn to book some of your time. I remember you have plans to go to Fontaine, and today's the perfect opportunity for us to find a quiet place for me to tell you all about Fontaine's laws. It wouldn't do if you get careless once you get there. End up breaking some law, get arrested by Mason Gardenage? Who? Mason Gardenage. Is that an organization or is it a name of a person? Probably a person. And then get sent to the fortress of Meripide? Oh, name drops. Once that happens, even if you want me to be your attorney, it'll be too late, you know. Though on the other hand, you're usually pretty law-abiding, aren't you? Maybe I'm just worrying about nothing? Anyway, just think of it as keeping me company. I've attached a deposit, so I'll be expecting you. Expecting me where? Come quickly. Kuki Shinobu. We got a tricky situation on our hands. Today's my birthday. Oh, sorry. I'm not trying to say birthdays are tricky. So there's the day before yesterday. I had originally planned just to have a simple birthday, but Genta and Akira came up with the idea of the entire Arataki gang going to Watatsumi Island for a day trip to celebrate. Of course, when the boss heard, he was even more ecstatic. But I know that the Arataki gang has no camping equipment whatsoever and is completely unfamiliar with Watatsumi Island. If we just head on over, who knows what kind of trouble we'll get ourselves into. So I'd like to ask the trustworthy and dependable you to go with us. Though the boys can certainly get a bit rowdy. They're first class when it comes to cheering someone up and providing entertainment. So come with us. If you're here, this will be a trip to remember. A huge adventure. Klee. Same birthday as Kuki, huh?
Summer is really important to me because Mom says Klee was born in the summer. Huge adventures are also important because huge adventures are interesting. Huge summer adventures are a bunch of important things all stacked together, so they make Klee super happy. Klee ate a cake, acted on stage, and even rode a choo-choo cart. It was like being a cloud, flying up high, really, really high. It was a super amazing summer. Klee doesn't want this summer to end. Is it okay if that's my birthday wish?
But it will end. The 24th. Okay. Dinner. Do you really have dinner plans? Let me treat you to a meal. Don't worry, there's no hidden snares here. Our friendship is stable and mature. Though we still need a bit of declension every now and then to help it shine with the radiance of a freshly cut gemstone. After all, since you've been helping me out for so long, I should have found an opportunity to return the favor long ago. My, this invitation is starting to sound like some sort of long premeditated plot. Though if we do want to talk about plots, I've heard some detective novels are quite popular in Fontaine. So if you get a chance in the future, don't mind bringing me back a couple. I like to try my hand at guessing the culprit. There's always a gap between fiction and reality. So if I guess wrongly, try not to be too disappointed with me, okay? Alright, I've already informed the restaurant as to your dietary preferences and tastes, so no need to worry. Just relax and enjoy the meal. Tartaglia, special training. Oh, comrade. Travel's going smoothly? Nothing major tripping you up in life? I have been swamped recently. So busy that I haven't even had time to cook a proper meal. My cooking skills are going to get rusty at this rate. Of course, there's no way I could tell Tonya about any of that in my letters. Next, I have to go run a little errand for the Northern Bank, so I've got to move fast and use a few days before I set out for some special training. I've got it. Since you've been all over the world, you've probably been collecting all kinds of different ingredients, right? How about giving me a little test? You pick the ingredient and seasoning, and I turn them into a scrumptious delight. You know me, I never back down from a challenge. Don't you dare go easy on me, comrade. Ziganoderma.
Come quick, my friend. Recently, I've been asking Xiangling to teach me the culinary arts. She obviously agreed, and my first task is to go up again into the mountains and gather ingredients. And the ingredients must be innovative. Now, my dear friend, having read that, I am sure your eyebrows must be furrowed as you wonder. Anything that flies in the sky, swims in the sea, or runs on the ground can fit into a mouth has already been tried by Xiangling. So how can one still find innovative ingredients? Even I was confounded and wandered about with hands most empty indeed, until I found myself sitting high in the boughs of a tree, legs swinging free, when the answer hit me. Superb ingredients may be found at the ends of the sky, but also right beneath your eyes. This pine is solid, sturdy, and full of fragrance, so it'd be perfect for roasting chicken. Ideas burst forth like water from a spring, so I shall dedicate a poem. The mountains are beautiful beyond compare. Trees are plenty and mushrooms rare. So long as your friends are there, even if eating grass most bare, I've chopped the pine and prepared the fowl, and the fire is already roaring. Now all I need for you is to come taste my progress.
Ghostly March. Oh, there's a ghost coming out of it. The 5th, Fujosara.
My subordinates are always advising me to take a day off and rest. I suppose they are right. A bowstring cannot be kept taut forever. In order to efficiently execute my day of rest, I have drawn up a schedule with time for 5 activities, and I would like to invite you to carry them out with me. Furthermore, I would also like your input regarding the items. First is making offerings. The perfect day begins with the upkeep of the statue of Her Excellency, the Almighty Narukami Ogosho, God of Thunder. Second is training. Proper exercise soothes the spirit. Third is patrolling. You must carry out surveillance of Inazuma's streets and eliminate any potential dangers. Fourth is sparring. Exchanging blows with a fighter as strong as yourself is always a great pleasure. Having written this much, I discovered that the aforementioned 4 items are a little different from my daily routine, and seem at odds with my original intent in drafting this document. In that case, leave the 5th item up to you. Whether going to the Isa bathhouse to wash away the aches and pains of sparring, or going to Uyu restaurant for a full meal, I will be by your side accompanying you.
Excuse me? Bathhouse?
Long time no see. I was planning on sending you something, so I wrote you this letter. I heard you're traveling all over the world. That can't be easy. I recently bought several new varieties of coffee beans to try out at home. After we compared the taste of each, we decided that this was the best. You'll find a bag of that variety attached to this letter, and I hope it'll raise your spirits in the days ahead. Life often seems as though it's a tapestry composed of undulating lines, but if at all possible, I sincerely hope the lines drafting out your future are stable lines, ascending upwards. Safe travels.
I'm gonna get swamped with these letters. I think moving forward, I should read them. If they come up in my mail, I should check my mail every time I start the game. And then I'll read these, instead of reading them all in one go. Because it's gonna be a lot of characters. It's gonna be a lot of reading. And that'll be overwhelming.
The power of an idol. A few days ago, I suddenly thought of you while I was helping a few children with their scrapes and scratches. Where have your adventures taken you? Do you often get hurt? When you do you get timely medical attention? Even you, the amazing honorary knight, can't just ignore your injuries. You need to treat your body well in order for it to come through for you when it really counts. Speaking of which, there were a few kids who were in so much pain while I was cleaning their cuts that they couldn't help but cry. No matter how much I hummed or tried to comfort them, I couldn't help them calm down. But then Sister Rosario suggested I try something else. So after a bit of thought, I told them the story of the honorary knight who didn't cry, not even in the face of a giant dragon, and I could hardly believe how well it worked. Now they all really want to see you in person. It's almost as though you've become their idol. Now, if I could use this opportunity to teach them that bravery doesn't mean recklessness, and the honorary knight never plays any dangerous games, that would be even better. Pleasure. Birthdays are meant to be enjoyed, you know. How could you possibly have a birthday without also having a little bit of fun? So after the auspices of the Yai Publishing House, I've organized a short light novel writing competition. Whoever can write the most engrossing and inciting short light novel on the spot and within the time limit would receive a publishing contract for their work right then and there. Naturally, this task is even more taxing for the judges themselves, and so their table will need to be piled high with the best fried tofu and cool drinks, and of course, an unlimited stream of snacks. Why not join me up there as a judge, little one? Sit and chat with me while we enjoy the sight of all those aspiring authors tying themselves into knots trying to tie up their plots. Don't you think that sounds divine?
Her birthday's right after A.
I have heard that birthdays are considered to be symbolic of joy, and that something special must be done for the occasion. Yet every time I thought of this date, sad memories would begin to surface in my mind. With such a heavy heart, I was painfully aware how difficult it would be to ever partake in any sort of festive atmosphere. But this year, I have come to a decision. I shall go out for a walk. I have prepared a small table at an especially scenic spot on Mount Yogo. I would like to invite you to enjoy the sea views and sakura together. If sitting together proves too monotonous, we can eat some dango and go for a stroll in places that we rarely get a chance to visit otherwise. I want to hear the wishes of the people of Inazuma with my own ears and engrave the scenery of Inazuma into my memory with my own eyes. That shall be my wish.
Yet another gathering. We've known each other for some time now, so I'll dispense with the pleasantries. If you have time, you want to join me for a meal? Same old place, and I'm afraid all my friends will insist on coming too. Kale will be hosting today's gathering. She said she had some questions regarding crystal flies. But that doesn't fly. It's crystal clear that she just wants to give me a rocking surprise. I appreciate it, of course. That's why I've decided to share it with everyone else present. Perhaps there will be other surprises as well. See you soon. Don't be late. It won't be a reunion without you. Oh, and don't forget to bring your casket of tomes. Without you? Is that supposed to be some sort of a crystal joke? You?
Great yokai! The children told me that a huge yokai has appeared in the mountains. Its body is gigantic, its laughter terrible, and it loves eating desserts. Any dango left around in a basket disappears in a flash. It even delights in stealing candy right out of your hands, and even takes the wrapper. Truly evil beyond description. But after it eats too many sweet and sticky desserts, the great yokai becomes sluggish. The kids say that the invincible great hero Yoimiya chooses that moment to strike. She'll definitely be able to take it down without breaking a sweat. And if we defeat it, a giant cake will appear in its stomach, and it'll even have candies in it. I bet you've never seen a yokai like that before, right? Want to go defeat it with me? I'll pick you up.
Anyway, I think this session will be at the end. Yeah. So, the plan is, next time I will do the event, I'll read the part about the food, and I'll finish off these birthday invitations. Yeah. So I'll catch you guys next time. Tomorrow might be Elden Ring, so yeah. I'll be watching the Honkai Impact 3rd concert off stream. Well, On someone else's stream, really. Probably Ireland. Ireland XD. Yeah. Anyways, Peach, I guess.